Because how could anybody buy from you if nobody knows you? Transparency is going to build trust. I was actually born with some chopsticks in my mouth. If a little shy Japanese kid who didn't know any English could do it, I'm sure you can too. Hey, what's going on guys? Dan Kitajima here, back with another episode of How to Grow Your Insurance Agency. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to use social media to grow your insurance agency. I've been in the business for 15 years. And I've been really spending a lot more time on social media the last 5 years. And I noticed that around 5 years ago, my agency's revenue was around $800,000. And 5 years later, we're over $2 million a year, even though I'm still a beginner at this myself. But I just wanted to share with you guys how it has really made a big difference in my agency's growth. So the first step is just getting in the game. So getting in the game means that you actually have a social media profile, you have one for your agency too, and if you have a personal one that is public and you're posting every day. This isn't like a nice to have type situation anymore with social media, it's kind of a necessity. Social media does, in my opinion, it helps the problem that we all have as insurance agents, is obscurity, meaning that nobody knows us. For somebody to buy from you, they have to like you, because if they don't like you, they don't trust you. I heard from somebody else that in order for somebody to like you, they actually have to know you first. Because how could anybody buy from you if nobody knows you? For example, if somebody has some rare shoes and I'm willing to pay thousands for it, but if I didn't know that person exists, then it would be impossible for me to buy from that person. So as insurance agents, I think the biggest problem we have is that people don't know us. So social media is a great way for people to know us. So that way they know that we have insurance to offer. We're just professional insurance agents. There's nothing for us to hide. If social media is done right, then we get to reach the holy grail of marketing, which is when somebody else is calling you, knowing that you're an insurance agent, and say, hey, can I get a quote from you? And that's just the best situation you could put yourself in and your team in when it comes to marketing and getting leads that way. And as a true salesperson, I'm just going to go over your objections before you go over them. So one of the things probably is going to be, hey, I have no time. I get it. You know, you have to hire people, you have to recruit them, you have to train them, you have to get leads, you have to, run your numbers, your payroll and things like that. When someone says, hey, I don't have time for that, when I talk to an agent, how it has helped me grow my agency. We talked about other stuff, we're just getting to know each other, and we start talking about shows. Have you watched this show? Have you seen the Game of Thrones? Have you watched Breaking Bad? And I haven't seen any of those. Well, you have time to binge watch 17 seasons of these shows, but you don't have time to post every day. Frankly, not a legit excuse. Another thing that people may say is that I'm shy, which I totally get because I was that way too. And you could be self-conscious of how you look and stuff like that, or how you sound. My parents were Japanese immigrants. Although I was born here, and outside it was LA in Southern California, inside the house it was pretty much Japan. All we spoke was Japanese, and we just watched Japanese TV, maybe some anime. Let's just say I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. In fact, I was actually born with some chopsticks in my mouth. So basically what I'm trying to tell you guys is that I didn't really speak English growing up. I didn't know a single word of English. So I started in ESL, and maybe because of that start, I just was a very shy kid growing up. Throughout my whole schooling career, I didn't say a single word in class unless I had to. In fact, I would get nervous if it was my turn to say here for attendance. It's really hard for me to be on camera, but social media has maybe made a big difference. When I realized that, why should I care about what other people think when most people don't really care about what you're doing? In the beginning, I was really worried about my wrinkles. When I smile, I have a lot of wrinkles, but hey, people just don't care. So when I realized, hey, people don't care, that gave me a little bit of more freedom to just go ahead and post and put ourselves out there. We just don't want to be in a situation where people just don't know who we are. People don't know who we are, then there's no way people can buy from us. One of the greatest things about social media is that it's free. So you can post as many times as you want, and you can be very active on there. You can go into groups, engage with other people, make new friends. So if you're on a limited budget, even more of a reason for us to be on social media, and post stories, let people know what you're doing, find others, common interests with other people, and basically make a connection, because the sales is all about making a connection, and social media is a great way to do that without having to spend any money. So at least now you have a social media profile for your agency and for your personal page, and they're both public. But now what we have to do is practice.
We talking about practice.
And post every single day. So look at this as you're starting a brand new sport. It's going to make sense that you're not going to be good in the beginning. For example, if you're brand new at baseball and you're trying to hit a pitch and the very first pitch you swing at and you miss, you're not going to just give up on baseball and say, hey, baseball's a scam. You're going to have to practice every day. And it's kind of fair to expect not to get results in the beginning, just like push-ups. And you just have to do a lot of it. At this point, I think it's okay to just focus on quantity rather than quality, because if you focus on quality too much, it's not going to make you as active. By putting out a lot of content and having quantity, you're going to find out things that are going to be working. So the practice is what's going to make you better. So try not to think of the perfect post. Just post something, see how the audience responds, and then you're going to learn from their feedback what's going to work or not in the future. And then always think about the audience first. Try to bring value to the audience. So most of our posts shouldn't be, hey, get a quote from me today. Every day, if you're saying that, it's going to seem very spammy and it's going to be something that the audience isn't going to enjoy. But try to think of something that brings value to them, such as something that's motivational, maybe something that's thoughtful, or if you can be funny, that's probably the best. Maybe 2 out of 10 posts, mention that, hey, remind them that what you do. But some of the posts just should be about, hey, I'm a hardworking insurance agent, I'm working again, hey, I was able to save someone money, or hey, I got a review. So sharing your wins is important. Sharing your story and documenting it is really the best way to think about it rather than trying to create something. And yeah, just let everybody know what you're doing every day. Just let everybody know that you're an insurance agent, you're professional, you're hardworking, you have ethics. And just letting them know who you are, I think, is the best way to go. But the important thing is to do it every single day. Block some time out. Maybe do it in the morning before your staff comes. Maybe do it on Sunday where you have your post planned out. All right, step number 3 is becoming a pro. So now that you have a lot of posts and you know what's working and what's not, the next step is to actually make an ad and use it on social media and actually spend some money on it so it's getting shown more. You're getting conversion out of that. Again, you made some content and you understand, hey, my audience likes this type of content, my audience doesn't like this type of content. Now you have a good idea of what type of content they like. Now you're ready to maybe hire a professional videographer, a professional photographer, and take your social media game to the next level because you're going to be spending more money and using video to attract more clients and make them aware of what you do. The great thing about video is that you could just make one great video and you could use that over and over again. If you didn't have video, sometimes if you're doing a sales pitch or if you're talking to somebody on the phone, there's going to be days where you're not at your best. You didn't do your hair right, or you didn't, you're maybe a little sick and you have a runny nose, you're congested, you're just not going to sound right. The great thing about video is you make one killer video and that could run forever and ever, and you'll be the same age too, so which is also a great thing about video. If you ever catch yourself saying the same thing over and over again, you can make a video about it, send it to your clients. You can find your target market and make content that's contextual to them and really find ways to find your niche audience and really target them and help them out with their insurance needs. So step number 3 is becoming a pro, which basically means now you're spending money on advertising on social media. In conclusion, social media has helped me out with the 2 most important things we have as challenges as insurance agency owners. One is, how do we get more leads? How do we get more people to know about us? So how do we get more sales, basically? It has helped me out with that. And number 2, how to find and recruit your new staff members. So social media has helped me out with two of those most important things. And I just want to share with you guys, it's something we kind of have to do because everybody's attention is on our phones now. Everybody's on their phones all the time. So why not make a presence there? Because if you're not on your phone, then you may not even exist. The things that I don't want you guys to happen is for you to not actually exist in the digital world, because if you don't exist, they just can't do business with you. If somebody by luck finds you, let's just say, people are going to search you, they find no pictures of you, they find no reviews of you, they don't see your agency anywhere, it's going to be very hard for them to do business with you. So what's going to build trust is that transparency. So putting yourself out there, transparency is going to build trust. And you're going to lead to more business. As much as I believe in social media and as much as it has helped me build my agency, I still feel personally I've underestimated the power of social media, because when I went to the conference in Texas with the Insurance Sales Lab, I was just blown away with how many of you guys have actually watched the channel. You guys show me love by showing me off your Jordans. People were talking to me about my staff and how well they're doing and giving, they just knew so much about me that I was just blown away about the power of social media and how big it is when you put yourself out there. So I just want to share with you guys how much it could help your insurance agent. See, there's 3 steps to it. I'm not sure what level you're on, but I'm going to keep investing heavily in social media to help me grow my agency. If a little shy Japanese kid who didn't know any English could do it, I'm sure you can too. So that's it for now. Let's get it. Stay hungry. Until next time. See you guys.